The time has now arrived, however, for you to comprehend somewhat of this. Enough has been revealed to prepare you for the recognition of my voice speaking within. Therefore I shall now proceed as if you realize I am within, and that these truths which I voice through the medium of these pages are but to impress more strongly upon your consciousness those phases of my ideal which you could not clearly receive direct. That which herein appeals to you as truth is consequently but a confirmation of that which my ideal has heretofore been struggling to express from within. That which does not appeal, and which you do not recognize as your own, pass by, for that means I do not desire you to receive it as yet. But each truth I voice herein will go on vibrating until it reaches the minds I have quickened to receive it. For every word is filled with the potent power of my ideal, and to minds that perceive the truth hidden therein, this truth becomes a living reality. Being that phase of my ideal, they are now worthy and capable of expressing. As all minds are but phases of my infinite mind, or parts of its manifesting in different forms of mortal nature, when I speak through the medium of these pages to your mind and to other minds, I am but speaking to my mortal self, thinking with my infinite mind, pushing forth my ideal into earthly expression. Just so will you soon be thinking my thoughts, and be conscious that I am speaking within directly to your human consciousness, and you will then no longer have to come to this book or to any other of my outer revelations, either spoken or written, in order to perceive my meaning. For am I not within you, and am I not you, and are you not one with me, who live in and express through the consciousness of all minds, knowing all things? All that remains for you to do is to enter into the all-consciousness of my mind and abide there with me, even as I abide within my ideal in your mind. Then all things shall be yours, as they are now are mine, being but the outer expression of my ideal, and existing only by reason of the consciousness I gave them when I thought them into being. It is all a matter of consciousness, of your conscious thinking. You are separated from me only because you think you are. Your mind is but a focal point of my mind. If you but knew it, what you call your consciousness is my consciousness. You cannot even think, much less breathe or exist, without my consciousness being in you. Can you not see it? Well then, think, believe you are I, that we are not separated, that we could not possibly be separated, for we are one, I within you and you within me. Think this is so, determinedly image it as so, and verify the moment you are conscious of this. That moment are you with me in heaven. You are what you believe you are. Not one thing in your life is real or has any value to you, only as your thinking and believing has made it such. Therefore think no more you are separated from me, and abide with me in the impersonal realm, where all power, all wisdom, and all love, the threefold nature of my ideal, but await expression through you. Now I have spoken much of this, and have apparently said the same thing more than once, but in different words. I have done this purposely, presenting my meaning in different lights, that you might finally be brought to comprehend my divine impersonality, which is in reality your impersonality. Yes, I have repeated and will continue to repeat many truths, and you may think it tedious and unnecessary, but if you will read carefully, you will find that each time I repeat a truth, I always add something to what has already been said, and that each time a stronger and more lasting impression is made upon your mind. This done, my purpose has been accomplished, and you will soon come into a soul realization of that truth. If you receive not such impression, and still think such repetition a useless waste of words and time, know that your intellect only is reading, and that my real meaning has altogether escaped you. You, however, who do comprehend, will love every word, and will read and reread many times, and consequently will receive all the wondrous pearls of wisdom I have held in reserve for you. This book and its message will be to you hereafter merely a fount of inspiration, or a door through which you will be enabled to enter into the impersonal estate, and to hold sweet communion with me, your Father in heaven, when I will teach you all things you desire to know. I have been picturing the impersonal estate from many viewpoints in order that it may become so familiar that you can unerringly distinguish it from all inferior states, and may learn to dwell consciously in it at will. When you can consciously dwell in it so that my words, when and wherever spoken, can always find lodgment and understanding in your mind, then will I permit you to use certain faculties I have been awakening in you. These faculties will enable you more and more clearly to see the reality of things, not only the beautiful and lovely qualities in the personalities of those about you, but their weaknesses, faults, and shortcomings as well. But the reason you are enabled to see these faults and shortcomings is not that you may criticize or judge your brother, but that I may arouse in you a definite resolve to overcome such faults and shortcomings in your own personality. For, mark you, you would take no note of them in others, were they not still in your own self, for I within then would not need to call them to your attention. As all things are for use, and use only, let us study the use you have hitherto made of other faculties, gifts, and powers I have given you. You must realize by this time I have allowed you all things, all you have or are, be it of good or evil, of blessing or suffering, of success or failure, of riches or lack. I have allowed you, or attracted to you. Why? For use, in awakening you to a recognition and acknowledgement of me as the giver of all that is good. Yes, all things you receive have their use. If you are not conscious of such use, it is only because you cannot yet acknowledge me as the giver. You could not honestly acknowledge me as such until you knew I am the giver. Your personality, in fact, had become so engrossed in trying to get rid of or to exchange many of the things I had given you for other things you thought were better, that of course you could not even dream, much less acknowledge me, your own self, as the giver. Possibly you do now acknowledge me as the giver, as the inner essence and creator of all things in your world and in your life, even of your present attitude toward these things. Both are my doing, for they are but the outer phases of the process I am using in the expression of my ideal of your inner perfection, which perfection, being my perfection, is gradually unfolding from within you. As you more and more realize this, will the true meaning and use of the things, conditions, and experiences I send be revealed unto you, for you will then begin to glimpse my ideal within, and when you glimpse that ideal, will you begin to know me, your own real self. Before you can truly know me, however, you must learn that all things I give you are good, and that they are for use, my use, and that you personally have no interest in or actual right to them. I lost my place. Okay, actual right to them, and they are of no real benefit to you, only as you put them to such use. I may be expressing through you beautiful sympathies of sound, color, or language that manifest as music, art, or poetry, according to human terminology, and which so affect others as to cause them to acclaim you as one of the great ones of the day. I may be speaking through your mouth or inspiring you to write many beautiful truths which may be attracting to you many followers who hail you as a most wonderful preacher or teacher,